100 quotes that will change your life. Some people die at 25 and aren't buried until 75. Benjamin Franklin. If your only goal is to become rich, you will never achieve it. John D. Rockefeller Sr. When people talk, listen completely. Most people never listen. Ernest Hemingway. Better to jump and make a mistake than sit there too frightened to make a move. Richard Templer. If you are comfortable dancing in public without alcohol or drugs, you are at peace with who you are. Uncle Warwick. People do not decide their futures, they decide their habits, and their habits decide their futures. F.M. Alexander. Never put too much trust in friends, learn how to use enemies. Robert Greene. Only staying active will make you want to live 100 years. Japanese proverb. You are what you eat and read. Maya Corrigan. Fall in love with taking care of yourself. Fall in love with becoming the best version of yourself, but with patience, with compassion and respect to your own journey. S. McNutt. The first step toward getting somewhere is to decide that you are not going to stay where you are. J. P. Morgan. The single most powerful asset we all have is our mind. If it is trained well, it can create enormous wealth. Robert T. Kiyosaki. Learn to choose your mental health over old attachments. Hannah Shebar. If it isn't a clear yes, then it's a clear no. Greg McKeown. Procrastination will delay your dreams. Vex King. Reading an hour a day is only 4% of your day. But that 4% will put you at the top of your field within 10 years. Find the time. Patrick Bet-David. May God have mercy upon my enemies, because I won't. George F. Patton. Surround yourself only with people who are going to lift you higher. Oprah Winfrey. If you cannot decide, the answer is no. Naval Ravikant. You'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down. Charlie Chaplin. Always say less than necessary. Robert Greene. It always seems impossible, until it is done. Nelson Mandela. Remember, some of the best times of your life haven't even happened yet. Doug Cartwright. A ship is safe in harbor, but that's not what ships are built for. John A. Shedd. When a person can't find a deep sense of meaning, they distract themselves with pleasure. Viktor Frankl. A man who fears suffering is already suffering from what he fears. Montaigne. We work jobs we hate, to buy things we don't need, to impress people we don't like. Tyler Durden. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Steve Jobs. A friend to all is a friend to none. Aristotle. By changing nothing, nothing changes. Tony Robbins. If you're serious about changing your life, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Jen Sincero. Your life does not get better by chance, it gets better by change. Jim Rohn. Change is hard at first, messy in the middle and gorgeous at the end. Robin Sharma. You will face many defeats in life, but never let yourself be defeated. Maya Angelou. If you want a new idea, read an old book. Ivan Pavlov. If you can change your mind, you can change your life. William James. If people are not laughing at your goals are too small. Azim Premji. If you are lonely when you're alone, you are in a bad company. Jean-Paul Sartre. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. When you have something to say, silence is a lie. Jordan B. Peterson. The oldest, shortest words. Yes and a no are those which requires the most thought. Pythagoras. In life, the only two things you can control are your effort and your attitude. Everything else is not up to you. S. McNutt. Do what you can, with what you have, where you are. Theodore Roosevelt. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. Walt Disney. If you live each day as if it were your last, someday you'll be right. Steve Jobs. Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds that you plant. Robert Louis Stevenson. The only impossible journey is the one you never begin. Tony Robbins. The best revenge is not to be like your enemy. Marcus Aurelius. Everyone must choose one of two pains, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Jim Rohn. Never spend money before you have it. Thomas Jefferson. The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money. Work for them. Robert T. Kiyosaki. He who has a why to live for can bear with almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche. I'd rather be optimistic and wrong than pessimistic and right. Elon Musk. Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. Leo Tolstoy. One day you will wake up and there won't be any more time to do things you've always wanted. Do it now. Paulo Coelho. You should examine yourself daily. If you find faults, you should correct them. When you find none, you should try even harder. Israel Zangwill. If you set your goals ridiculously high and it's a failure, you will fail above everyone else's success. James Cameron. Travel and tell no one, live a true love story and tell no one, live happily and tell no one, people ruin beautiful things. Khalil Gibran. The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. Marcus Aurelius. The first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. Richard Feynman. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Abraham Lincoln. Step out of your comfort zone and face your fears. Growth takes place when you are challenged, not when you are comfortable. Vex King. Be so good that they can't ignore you. Steve Martin. Who chases two rabbits catches neither. Japanese proverb. When you focus on you, you grow. When you focus on shit, shit grows. Unknown. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Lao Tzu. A little impatience will spoil great plans. Chinese proverb. You've made mistakes in the past, you will probably make more in future. And that's okay. Hannah Shibar. When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Elon Musk. A good plan, violently executed now, is better than a perfect plan next week. George F. Patton. Good habits formed at youth make all the difference. Aristotle. If you want to conquer fear, don't sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. Dale Carnegie. A problem is a chance for you to do your best. Duke Ellington. A fit body, a calm mind, a house full of love. These things cannot be bought, they must be earned. Naval Ravikant. No mortal man is wise at all moments. Pliny the Elder. If a man knows not to which port he sails, no wind is favorable. Seneca. Life will not postpone our death. So, let us not postpone our life. Unknown. Win through your actions, never through argument. Robert Greene. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Jim Rohn. Learn from the mistakes of others, you can't live long enough to make them all yourselves. Chanakya. The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Nelson Mandela. The only way to do great work is to love what you do. Steve Jobs. He will never have true friends who is afraid of making enemies. William Hazlitt. A man who is a master of patience is master of everything else. George Saville. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. Dale Carnegie. No man ever steps in the same river twice, for it's not the same river and is not the same man. Heraclitus. Don't let yourself be controlled by three things: people, money, or past experience. Unknown. Do what is right, not what is easy nor what is popular. Roy T. Bennett. The goal is not to be better than the other man, but your previous self. Dalai Lama. The future depends on what you do. Mahatma Gandhi. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we should listen more than we say. Say no. The bigger the why, the easier the how. Jim Rohn. The only man who never makes mistakes is the man who never does anything. Theodore Roosevelt. We're what we repeatedly do. Excellence, therefore, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle. If you quit once, it becomes a habit. Never quit. Michael Jordan. When a person dies, he leaves his belongings at home, his family at the graveside, and the only thing that accompanies him are his deeds. Unknown. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. Live as if you were to die tomorrow. Learn as if you were to live forever. Mahatma Gandhi. 20 years from now you will be more disappointed by the things that you didn't do than by the ones you did do. H. Jackson Brown Jr. One moment can change a day, one day can change a life, and one life can change the world. Buddha.